Did you know that you can find Yeshua, Jesus, in Torah? It's exciting. It says in Numbers 28, "Take the staff and gather the assembly, you and your brother Aaron. Speak to the rock before their eyes, and it will give out its water. You will bring out water from the rock, and you will give the community something to drink, among with their livestock." So Moses took the staff before the presence of Adonai, just as he had commanded him. Moses and Aaron gathered the assembly in front of the rock. He said, "Listen now, you rebels, must we bring water from this rock?" Then Moses raised his arm and struck the rock twice with the staff. Water gushed out, and the community and the livestock drank. But Adonai said to Moses and Aaron, "Because you did not trust in me, so as to esteem me as holy in the eyes of Bnei Israel, therefore you will not bring this assembly into the land that I have given to them." So things here got a little bit out of control for everyone. All Israel here are angry at Moses and Aaron, and Israel is about to enter the land of Canaan, the promised land. And the water flow from the rock has just ceased. Miriam has died. They're all about to kill Moses with rocks. There's all kinds of feelings in the air. You know, you come out of this area of 20 years where God has provided Israel faithfully, like a mother to a child or a baby. And Israel is about to enter the adulthood and provide for themselves. God had a great plan for this moment to teach a lesson that they are going to need as they enter the promised land. And he stops the tzur, the rock, from giving water, and he's about to do a miracle that they all will remember for generations. Although Moses gets very detailed instructions from God, he chooses to disobey God and hit the rock twice with his own staff that he had used 40 years ago in the same situation, hitting the same rock that is called the tzur, a very specific name in Hebrew for a rock. So what is the great sin that caused Moses to lose entry to the promised land? God had provided for Israel in the wilderness for 40 years for water, manna, meat, clothing that didn't get bad. He had showed himself faithful. The essence of the word tzur, the rock, is the faithfulness of God. God was about to remind his people what happened last time when they rebelled against God at Korah. There was a memorial staff of Aaron that sprouted and blossomed, which was kept in the sanctuary. Now God had asked Moses to get that staff and stand on that tzur, the rock, and to hold Aaron's staff in his hand and to speak to the rock, the tzur that is under him, that provided for 40 years water. So the two physical signs are there present, Aaron's staff in his hand and the tzur that was the provider, that means basically God's faithfulness. In Exodus 17:5 we read, Adonai said to Moses, "Walk before the Israel and take the elders of Israel with you, along with your staff, which you struck the river. Take it in your hand and go. Behold, I will stand before you there upon the rock Horeb. You will strike the rock, and water will come out of that, so that the people can drink." Then Moses did so in the eyes of the elders of Israel. So Moses hit the rock twice with his own staff, like 40 years ago. So 40 years back obeying God, but now disobeying God, although he was doing the same thing. Rather than addressing the rock that he's standing on, he addressed the people, blaming them. God had a great purpose for this event, to sanctify him in the eyes of the children of Israel, to speak and not to hate. Israelites needed to understand that as they enter the promised land, there is someone in the sky watching their backs and ready to provide whenever they ask of him. In Numbers 20:10, he said, "Listen now, you rebels, must we bring water from this rock?" So Moses hit that rock that had been following them in the wilderness for 40 years, providing water of life, living water to them, like honey and oil. Deuteronomy 32:13 says this, "He suckled him with honey from a rock, with oil and flinty boulder. He forsook God who made him and mocked the rock of his salvation." Deuteronomy 32:4 is a foundational verse from the Song of Moses, and it declares this, "He is the rock, his work is perfect, for all his ways are justice, a God of faithfulness and without iniquity. Just and upright is he." So can we see Yeshua, Jesus in Torah? I think we can. Yeshua was that sur, that rock of provision. And all of them drank from the same spiritual water, for they drank from the spiritual rock that had traveled with them, and that rock was the Messiah.